Have you ever wondered how cooking changes the taste and texture of food? Welcome to the magical world of cooking, where raw ingredients are transformed into culinary masterpieces. You see, cooking is not just an art, it's also a science. At the heart of this transformation is heat, acting like a magician's wand, altering the food's molecular structure. Take for instance a simple egg. Raw, it's slimy and runny, but when heat is applied, it solidifies into a delectable scrambled egg or a firm boiled egg. This is because heat causes the proteins in the egg to denature, changing their shape and hardening the egg. And then there's flavor. Cooking can bring out beautiful aromatic compounds hidden within the food, enhancing its taste. A raw onion might make you cry, but a caramelized one, now that's a sweet treat. Isn't it fascinating how a simple heat source can transform food in such a profound way? But how exactly does heat change the taste and texture of our food? Let's dive into the science behind it. When we cook, we're not just heating up our food, we're causing a series of complex chemical reactions that transform it entirely. One of the key reactions that takes place is called the Maillard reaction, named after the French chemist who first described it. This is what gives your toast its golden brown color, and it's what makes a nicely seared steak so flavor-packed. The Maillard reaction begins when the heat from cooking causes the sugars and proteins in our food to react with each other, resulting in the creation of hundreds of new flavor compounds. These compounds then break down further to form yet more new flavors. This is why a cooked dish tastes so much more complex and flavorful than its raw ingredients. Now, let's talk about texture. The way our food feels when we bite into it is just as important as how it tastes. Cooking changes food's texture by breaking down its proteins. When heat is applied to food, the proteins inside it begin to unravel in a process known as denaturation. Once these proteins have unraveled, they can then bond together in different ways, leading to a change in the food's texture. For example, when you scramble an egg, the heat causes the egg's proteins to denature and then coagulate or clump together, creating the fluffy texture we all love. Lastly, did you know that cooking can also make certain nutrients easier for our bodies to absorb? For instance, the lycopene in tomatoes and the beta-carotene in carrots become more available to our bodies after these foods have been cooked. So, the next time you bite into a perfectly cooked steak or a crunchy carrot, remember the incredible science that makes it all possible. Now that we know the science, let's appreciate the art of cooking. Just as an artist uses paint to create a stunning portrait, chefs employ the principles of science to craft mouth-watering meals. Each ingredient they select, every temperature they set, every minute they time, is a brushstroke on their culinary canvas. An understanding of the science of cooking doesn't just benefit professional chefs, it can help all of us become maestros in our own kitchens. When we comprehend how heat changes the texture of an egg or why certain spices enhance the flavor of a dish, we can experiment, adapt, and invent recipes with newfound confidence. We can transform the mundane act of meal preparation into an exciting exploration of taste and texture. So, the next time you pick up a spatula, think of it as a paintbrush. You're not just cooking, you're creating. You're not just feeding, you're delighting. Remember, every time you cook, you're not just making food, you're creating a masterpiece. So, are you ready to see your kitchen in a new light? We've just journeyed through the magical world of cooking, unraveling the science behind the taste and texture of various foods. We've seen how heat changes things on a molecular level, transforming raw ingredients into delicious meals. Cooking is more than just a daily task. It's a blend of science and art right in our homes. Each ingredient, each spice, each temperature setting paints a unique picture on the canvas of our plates. And now, armed with this knowledge, you're ready to experiment, to play around with flavors and textures, and to create culinary masterpieces of your own. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the science and art of cooking. If you did, please like, share and subscribe to the Make My Child Curious channel. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at m2c2_cbse and WhatsApp at m2c2_cbse. Stay curious and happy cooking.